Okay, please ignore that I'm a little sick. I've been wanting to make this video for a while. This is a little DIY, how I made my Emma Frost from Marvel Rivals cosplay. With every cosplay, I try to learn a new technique or hone a new skill. With this one, I was ambitious and did too. The first is Worbla. I had never worked with Worbla before, and it is a full Worbla corset. There is absolutely a learning curve, and I would change so much about my technique. As you saw, there's a lot of lumps and bumps, and it gets really hard to get those out when you start moving things around. But Worbla is expensive and time-consuming, and I really wouldn't have made it any other way. The second thing I learned was 3D printing. Right here in this program, you can see a really inaccurate model of my body, but I used this to scale the gems and the armor pieces. After I shaped the corset, I tried to use masking tape to pattern out the design that would later be a combination of fabric overlay and EVA foam. This definitely took some time and a lot of measurement because originally I forgot to account for the grommets and the corset closure. I made a mess, but I officially had a corset. It was a corset, not one that fit my body yet. Remember, I said Worbla is a little bit hard to work with. Once it takes its shape, it takes its shape. And my shape is not exactly the same as that mannequin, but we'll come back to that. Simultaneously, I was printing a lot, and I mean a lot of trial and error as well. These files are from Spearmaster Cosplay, and these are just the raw prints. If you've never worked with a 3D printer before, raw means straight off the printer, and that means I still need to finish them with sanding and painting. And there were a lot of pieces. And I'm not gonna lie, all of the new stuff honestly got me really frustrated. I decided to take a break with something I knew a little bit better, which is foam. First of all, tell me that wasn't the cleanest fabric overlay you've ever seen. Anyway, the big X's that are on her boots and the bracers I made fully out of foam. And after attaching the 3D printed jewels, this easily became my favorite part of the entire cosplay. I still think this came out so good, but it didn't stay great for long. Remember how I said that corset didn't fit my body? I then had to get help to reheat that entire thing and press it to my shape. And it came out nice, but there were still some issues because that created even more ridges that I then could see through the fabric overlay. Unfortunately, this was something I just had to live with. But fortunately, a lot of the worst parts actually got covered by the foam paneling I made for the sides. Worbla is hard to work with. I also used silver faux leather and tape for the details. There's a lot of details and fabric pieces I just didn't get videos of. This cosplay was hard on me to make. A lot of literal blood, sweat, and tears went into this, but I'm pretty proud of the end product, and I'm really happy with everything I learned. If you have any questions on anything in particular, I'd be happy to make a video explaining. This is kind of fun. Maybe I'll do more in the future.